Hi everyone, welcome to the 10th episode of Weekend Gaming. I'm your host, Erika Byakko. This is the talk show where I have on different guests every week and we talk about gamings. And the games and everything gaming. Oh my god, messing up my own intro. And my lovely guest here today is Idol EN's gamer dog, Pochi Mamaru.
Hello!
Hey, welcome. She's very fun. And a big gamer, of course. So it's lovely to have you here today. And I think, we should just dive right in and start chatting. So, question number one, the big one. What was the first video game you ever played? And this can be the first one you remember playing, but also you can answer more than one if you have more than one. Yeah.
Man, that goes way back. Hold on.
Yeah.
Crap. I think when you're a kid and you play a game, but you're not even really aware of what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
I think my first game was it was like it's like a PC learning game, like a old crusty disc. If I remember correctly, it was something like a Reader Rabbit. I don't know if you know, but it's like a really old obscure learning game, and I looked at it like maybe a couple months ago, and I was like, oh my god, nostalgia. It's crazy how much how much you think you don't English, how much you remember.
I totally get that.
It comes back to you. Like, it's like, holy shit, this was my game back then. But my first actual conscious gaming experience was my parents accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally got me Game Boy Micro, but the 20th anniversary edition. They didn't even know what it was. I was like, oh cool, a game. Oh cool, I know my daughter would like that. Okay. So they got this, and it was Spyro. I don't remember if it was Season of Ice or Fire, but it was this little. To me, it was just a really fun little dragon game where you go run around, kill things, and then grab some sparkly little gems, and it was really nice. But I think they chucked away that Game Boy Micro because they didn't know. So this, after a couple of years, they just chucked it away. So goodbye.
It happens, I don't have my first Game Boy console either anymore, sadly. But Spyro, that's such a great first proper game because it's so colorful, so sparkly. Everything you want out of a game as a kid. That's definitely Spyro.
It was really fun. I have fond memories with that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. But maybe a little bit further into your childhood, do you have a favorite childhood game or game series?
That's difficult.
You can say more than one if you have more than one here as well.
I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't really care for series. I would just play whatever. But my older sibling had, I think, all the Sly Cooper games.
Sly Cooper,
yeah, and I don't know what's wrong with me. I just really like shiny things, even in Spyro, just grabbing gems. But Sly Cooper, you could just steal from enemies, and it was just, I don't know why, but I was obsessed with just stalking them and then stealing and then just killing them. I don't know. That sounds horrible, but it was just really fun to kid me.
That sounds amazing, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, Sly Cooper, Spyro. I think I also had some Spyro games. Let me think. Something Dragonfly.
That sounds familiar for some reason, but it might also be because there's a lot of Dragon
Year of the Dragonfly? Year of the Dragonfly? I don't know. It's something like that.
Yeah,
but,
chat can probably confirm for us.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think I broke that game. I still do a glitch in that game to this day, but I don't have the console or the game anymore. But it's in an area you can swim under the nets that are supposed to prevent you from going outside. and I just swam underneath that, and then I could swim freely, like into the air too. Like you could go out of
Is
water
it a
and just swim
void?
everywhere. Like it's like a void, weird swimming glitch. I don't know. I have a thing for breaking games. It's my favorite activity.
Nice to
I know. It's always breaking games.
I mean, that's like still the case in the recent games. Like so many games nowadays launch with tons of bugs. So that's an activity you could probably do forever.
Fun. I never report them though. I just enjoy it to myself.
I actually don't think I've ever reported a bug myself in my life, but I've had like a couple of game breaking ones. Yeah. No, that's lovely. Spyro and Sly Cooper, those are two like such classic franchises.
They're so fun. But they're perfect for kids too.
Yeah, like very colorful, very peppy. Sadly though, like we have had like the recent Spyro remakes, but there hasn't like been a lot happening in those franchises lately. So
yeah, they're basically dead or almost dead.
Yeah, like it's like hope maybe they'll do more stuff in the future, because there's definitely I think like those are two great franchises of games.
I would like more Spyro, but I think they didn't they sell to someone.
Ooh, I think I heard that as well.
Yeah, so it sucks. The story was so good too, but
yeah, for real. And then it comes to playing games with sibling and family. Do you have a go-to game for sibling, family, or maybe friend rivalry?
I actually call me baby, but I actually don't like rivalry games, because like people can get so cocky, or like they can get butthurt too. So it's like nobody. I just want to have a good time. So it's hard to find people who are like, you don't need to be so serious about those kind of games. But Mario Kart has broken friendships, I'm sure. Mario Kart, Mario Party also. Mario Party is unforgiving. Like either you go full ham and you destroy everyone and everything in your path, or you kind of try to, convince people to make alliances and
stuff. Yeah,
it's terrible. If you want the rivalry, those games are perfect for that.
Yeah, and also, especially like Mario Party can definitely be like, they can destroy friendship, but if you have the right people, you could also just like chill out and
bonding over sadness and destruction.
And then there's also like fighting over who gets who character, if more people have the same favorite. Did you have like a favorite character in Mario Party, for example?
I always kind of play Yoshi.
Yoshi.
I don't know why. He's just adorable.
No, that's lovely for you. I like it. It's very like puppy and energetic.
Yeah, a little dino.
Yeah, personally, my favorite is Shy Guy, because of all the fun noises he makes. Literally, when he throws like the dice and stuff in the game, it's always fun to go for like the fun characters. Yeah. But going over to a little bit more, I guess you could say, not serious, but a question that makes you think a little bit more. Do you have your favorite story in a game, or what's your a game story that you really enjoyed if you don't have a favorite?
More recently, Monster Hunter stories. It's it's not the typical Monster Hunter games where just destroy everything, which I still enjoy, but I'm biased because I really love like monsters and creatures and dragons and stuff like that, and there's the story is just so touching. Like it's meant for like a younger audience, but I really like peppy, colorful games, and I don't know, the story was like really touching. I obviously no spoilers, but I really enjoyed it. It's so nice. They have really nice cutscenes, really nice music.
I haven't played that one myself. I've only seen trailers from it. But as you say, it's like a really colorful, bright game, and it's like a different play on the Monster Hunter franchise. There's a lot of people like have ties to the Monster Hunter franchise, even though they might not have played Monster Hunter stories.
It's like a Pokemon met Monster Hunter. It's really interesting. I really like that.
Yeah, that's definitely the vibes I got from all the trailers I've seen. But it's nice to hear that has a good story, because like that's often like sometimes I feel like in games that are maybe like more colorful like this, that are aimed for younger people, don't always have the most solid story. So you gotta love when you can get like the bright, colorful graphics and a good story as well.
Wait, there's also Xenoblade 3.
Ooh.
It's it's really hard to talk about without spoilers because there's so much going on.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
it made me cry so many times. It's so nice. But I mean, it really depends because it's such a really intense. Like even the timeline, quote unquote, of all the events is messy, but I really enjoyed it. If you want a story game where you can also kill a lot of things and beat up stuff, then that's a good game.
Yeah, it has pretty cool combat and scene. But yeah, it's absolutely lovely. Like even though you cry, it's good that games have the ability to like move you in such a way that the story has like an amazing impact, and you're able to like feel the feelings.
Yeah, it made me choke up so many times.
Yeah. I've heard really good things about the Xenoblade franchise, so that's really cool to hear.
Yes.
Moving on other significant things, do you have a significant gaming memory? For example, maybe something gaming related from your childhood that you still remember years later, or can be something more recent as well.
Actually, I wouldn't call it significant, but for some reason it stuck with me, probably because of the amount of time it took. But I played Omega Ruby, and I'm pretty sure this is where Steven is from, right? Like, do you know the champion?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really hated his Metagross. It was such a pain in the ass, and because it's not really remake, but you had access to Sylveon, so the thing is, Sylveon is not good against Fairy versus what is it, Steel?
Yeah, Fairy is weak to Steel, if I'm remembering.
I was so stubborn. I didn't want to change my team, so I tried over and over until I beat his ass with my Sylveon, and I was so happy when I did.
Oh, nice!
Yeah. Also, Cynthia from Diamond. I really enjoy a challenge. It's been a while since I had a really hard Pokemon battle, and it's like, huh? Finally, someone that can beat my ass. Like, oh. So I trained really hard. I trained really, really hard. So I ended up one-upping her with my own Garchomp, and I think that's funny, but
Oh, the mirror match! Yeah, that's like the ultimate victory when you can beat them with their own Pokemon. And Cynthia is like considered one of the strongest Pokemon champions of all time.
I know, she's so good. She's great. I love her.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. Also, yeah, when talking about like Steven's Metagross, for those of you that don't play Pokemon, Metagross is like a really, really tanky, has a good typing, hard to beat Pokemon. Yes, those are two really hard Pokemon battles.
Yes, I hate it.
It's easy to know like why it's a significant memory when you beat those, especially when you want to be stubborn and stick to like your own tactics. And I love that because I love doing that.
Just moonblast away.
Yeah. That's amazing. Do you also have a tragic gaming memory from your past? This can be a silly or a sad one. Yeah.
Yes, I do. Again with Pokemon, I used to shiny hunt a little bit, and I was shiny hunting, but it was late at night, and I was getting really, really sleepy. You can probably guess what happened, but I was shiny hunting for Cutifly, and it's yellow, but the shiny is pink, so I was just like, encountering, then running away and doing a bunch of stuff, and then at some point, I kind of like closed my eyes mid encounter, and then I pressed run away. And when I opened my eyes again, I saw a few frames. Yeah, I saw a few frames of a pink Cutifly, and I was like, no! I was so sad.
Oh, that's like the shiny hunter's worst.
It hurts. It hurts so much. Yeah, no, never again.
And those can be like so rare, depending, I don't know like which game it was, but like depending on the game, it's like 1 in 4,000 something.
Yeah, I didn't even have a shiny charm. That was crazy.
Oh, that makes it even worse.
I know.
No. Yeah, I feel the physical pain from that. That's
I whiplash, never recovered to this day.
Did you catch a shiny Cutifly like after that?
No, I was salty. I was like, you know what, fuck this. That's why I haven't really shiny hunted in a while.
Yeah, that can put you off from shiny hunting for a while. And to be fair, not every game has like good or easy shining hunting mechanics. Sometimes in some games it can be really hard, and it's a time commitment, and you don't always have the time to do that.
Yeah.
And speaking of time commitment in games, do you prefer slow and steady progress when you game, or rushing through the main story?
It honestly, it depends for every game. If it's super engaging, I will eat that shit up. Like I will follow the story faithfully. But if it's super wordy and the pacing is bad and the gameplay / fighting aspect or something is more interesting, then I'm probably a lot more likely to skip. Cause it's
just rush through.
It's not worth getting invested if it's not even like worth your time. So it depends on the game. Sometimes I'm just feeling really hyper and I just wanna gonna do the whole main thing but not the story. So yeah.
Yeah, that's very true, very true. And it's like sometimes also I think it can also be like depending on like not just how the story scenes are, but like how the gameplay in general is. If you have to like sit through tons of text in menus and tons of text everywhere, then sitting through like tons of text in cutscenes and things like that, it's like then you just kind of want to rush.
10-minute cutscene, like no thanks. I don't need a 10-minute cutscene.
Yeah, I feel like the best games for the stories are like those that like overall like manage a good pacing and like like, you feel like you're going on a journey. It's not a grind necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true, very true. But as I say, like it's dependent on the game, and I guess also sometimes depending on game genres, because some games do lend themselves to like taking you through a journey on the story, and others you kind of just like rushing through. Yeah. That's lovely. And when you do play games, do you like role-playing in games and making choices as a character you have created? Or do you usually just make choices that you yourself would make?
Yeah, again, I think it depends on what the game is going for. But more often than not, I make choices that I would make because I don't want... For example, I don't like making other characters sad, so I'll just take the options that, you know, will not make them sad. Or, like, I like to be friendly, or, you know... Sometimes they give you options like you can be nice or you can be evil, and more often than not I'll have like 2 playthroughs, like one where I just do everything nice and then another where I do everything evil. But yeah, if the character is not mine, I'll just do what feels right for that character.
Yeah, true. Definitely a difference compared to like if let's say you're playing Witcher and you're playing as Geralt, you're kind of playing... It's more easy to like fall into like, that you're playing Geralt's story than if, let's say, you're playing not that Monster Hunter has a lot of choices, but in Monster Hunter you just make your own character and then you just do whatever
it's like
you would want to do.
Self-insert almost. Like...
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Like if you see on like a franchise like Pokemon, or in the earlier Pokemons, you even though you could self-insert, you did have like the protagonists that were like. Everyone looked the same, like everyone played as Red, or everyone played as like the same protagonist, but like in the recent ones you do more self-insert because you're creating your character through character customization and giving them their own names and everything like that, which is definitely see that side of things for sure. And in general, single or multiplayer?
Multiplayer can be fun, but I think it's criminally neglected. There's not really too many multiplayer games being made, in my opinion, not enough. There's like there's probably only a handful that are good right now to play with other people. I mean, maybe I'm overgeneralizing, but there's just not enough of multiplayer games, not enough variety with them. They're fun, but I prefer single player for the experience, because I can just go at my own pace. I don't have to worry about anything. I can be slow. I can pause a game. I can even let the game run while I'm doing other things. Like I can come back to it, and it's fine.
Very true. Yeah, and they do tend to have like the better stories if you're like enjoy game for stories. Like I feel like some of the, or like probably like most of the like the best stories in games are usually single player games. And as you say, like you mentioned that the variety, I feel like there is quite a bit of multiplayer games out there, but they tend to sometimes fall into like the same categories. Like you have a lot of first person shooter multiplayers, but they're like all, even though there's differences between them, they're all kind of like in the same genre. And then you have like party games, which there's a lot of them, but again, like they gave you like similar experiences. So there is, as you say, like a limited variety sometimes in the multiplayer games for sure.
Yeah, I mean, party games are fine, but what if you don't want to party? You know?
Yeah.
What if you just want to play other things? It's like what Minecraft is like the only reliable one over the years, honestly.
Yeah, Minecraft. I was about to say, like, Minecraft is the one that like lends itself to like a lot of variety inside the game. You know, you could cooperate, go hunt a dragon together, or you know, you could just push your friends off of cliffs for random reasons.
I'm tired of shooters and battle royale. Please, do something else.
Yeah. You wanna, you know, it would be cool to have like a true story, like good story-based multiplayers, like where you're playing two stories together. I think there's some of those out there, but like more of those would definitely be cool.
Yes.
Yeah. And now for a tech question, mostly. Do you like playing with a controller or mouse and keyboard?
I do both, but I've grown to like controller, even on my PC, because it's easier for my hands. Like I can it's literally, it's organic. It's made for you to hold and just like have easy access to all the buttons. Meanwhile, my keyboard is nice, but like I don't know. It depends. In Minecraft, like keyboard, I don't think I've seen anyone play console. It's even possible. But I don't know. Controller feels cozy. It feels nice. I'm enjoying it more.
Yeah, for sure. There's always like those few games, as you say, Minecraft, where you're probably going to default to controller because the game is just like built, not controller, you default to mouse and keyboard because the game is just like optimized for it. But controller is so comfortable, and the good thing is about controllers, you have a lot of things to choose between. So if you don't like the PlayStation controllers, you could just like use the Xbox ones or the Switch ones.
Yeah.
So you like it's just like choices for everyone really nowadays.
I use the Xbox one, and it's just comfy. I don't know, it's perfect nice. In every way.
Yeah. I think also a lot of PC games, to be fair, are like optimized around like the Xbox controller rather than PlayStation. So probably like a good choice to go Xbox for PC as well. I say as someone who uses a PlayStation controller.
And I mean, they're both fine.
Yeah, there has been games though where I've like gone into the settings and the settings are like, oh yes, do you want mouse or keyboard or do you want Xbox controller? I'm like,
and none of these.
Yeah, like you can use the PlayStation controller sometimes, but like all the buttons that appear in the game will be like, oh, press this symbol. I'm like, my controller doesn't have that symbol.
Yeah, no, it happened to me before, but now it's all Xbox.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I love that for the comedy. And more personally, tech, do you like physical or digital games when it comes to buying them?
I used to be all physical because, you know, like Nintendo consoles and stuff, but since they started shifting to digital, I kind of did the same. Even when I got my Nintendo Switch, at first I would get games physical, and then I was like, wait, what am I doing? I can just get them digital. So, you know, that way they can't get damaged, they can't get lost. And it kind of sucks in some way, but it's become the norm for a lot of things to just buy digital.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you don't have to quote unquote waste products to make covers and the game itself.
And as I said, you don't lose them randomly.
No, yeah, exactly. It's just more practical. But if it's a game I really like and I wanna show off, I'm gonna buy physical and put it on the shelf. I'm like, yes, look at my precious baby. And
you wanna have the cartridge. And also like sometimes they do like fun special editions, you know, where you can get extra stuff. Nice. If it's a franchise like you really love. No, I totally get that. I'm very much that way myself nowadays. It's just like very much convenient to buy digital. You don't have to wait for shipping. If you're buying it online, you just get them instantly, and then it's ready to go, ready to play. And always, if you run out of storage, you could just like uninstall it and then reinstall it.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's like you don't have to worry about the space anymore, so you can just remove as you want. You can shuffle them around. It's really nice.
Though some new games, sadly, do take a lot of storage space.
I know, they're so fat. Why?
Yeah, I don't know if you've had any of those experiences recently, but personally, I played Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and it was like 150 gigabytes.
I know, like GTA is about 100 as well. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Takes so much space. I have to install it whenever I'm done, because it's like, ugh.
Yeah, you can't keep it. And I think there's not just those games, there are also like a couple of other games that are really chunky. And like, why game developers? You know, we have a lot of games on our PCs and our consoles.
Yeah.
You don't have unlimited space. Yeah. It's definitely a pain. But you know, sometimes your storage space kind of like depends on what platform you play on, and do you have a preferred platform? And now I'm thinking like PC, console, or mobile.
I mean, obviously for me, for me, PC gaming.
Yeah.
If only because you can. Well, it depends really, but for me, PC, because music and atmosphere is easier, especially when you have a big monitor and you have like really good headset. You can just like really immerse yourself. But sometimes I feel like a couch potato, and I just want to go lay somewhere and just like pull out my console. I'm just gonna relax and then fall asleep on it, and then mobile. Very rarely. I think I tried out Honkai Impact. Honkai Impact? Is that it?
Yeah,
I don't know. I tried it and like on my phone was like, no, I don't like this. And then like it was very warm and I was like, no, what the hell?
Fair. And not every game is that optimized for mobile for sure. And Honkai Impact is probably, you know, a little bit chunkier than a lot of phones prefer.
Yeah.
When it does come to console, do you have like a preference? Like, yeah, I think Nintendo Switch maybe. Like, if you like the portability, is really good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been considering getting a Steam Deck?
Yeah, those ones. Yeah.
I'm just eyeing it, especially because it's on sale right now. I think like 20% off, and I'm like, should I? Should I not? Should I not? I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe as a you know, VTubers, can it be a business expense? You know.
That's true.
No, the Steam Decks are cool. I think I saw a picture of it recently, like next to a Nintendo Switch, and it was
me too.
bigger, and I was like, I didn't know they were this big, but like, you know, more screen to look at the game.
Yeah, I think we saw the same thing. It was on Twitter.
I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow. I am considering bigly right now.
Yeah, but it's like, it's the portability, right? And I don't know if they work on planes, but like, that was one of the things I loved when the Nintendo Switch came out, was that you could just like take your console game like with a plane, like without having like a PC or a laptop, like.
Yeah, you're playing on the TV on the dock, and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm tired of this, so you can just grab it and bring it on the go. That's what makes it nice.
Yeah, they really like it really hit the mark on the portability on the Switch console for sure. Though it is limited to like the Nintendo games and like indie, but there have been like surprisingly good about porting games over to that console, which I didn't expect.
There's so many games. A lot of them are like maybe 40% of all the games on Nintendo Switch are like either questionable or just like really out there. But the rest are like Nintendo titles and maybe like a couple indies. And then,
that's how you can play Skyrim for like the 40th time on Nintendo Switch as well. Yeah. Though honestly, it wasn't so surprising to see Skyrim there. But you said you like PC gaming. You know, on Steam, especially, there's a lot of achievements. And what do you think about game achievements? Do you usually go for them, or are they like something they're just there?
They're kind of just there for me, especially if there's like hundreds of them. I'm like, how about no? But if there's like what, under 50, under 30, then, and if they're a little bit challenging too, but not too daunting, then I kind of like to collect them, especially if you get kind of like, sometimes they even give you like in-game rewards. It's like, okay, like sure you did that.
Reward achievements are really nice.
Yeah, but otherwise it's like, oh, kill this thing 5,000 times. Like, oh wow, amazing, another one. But no, I don't really go for them unless they benefit me or they're kind of fun.
Yeah, the fun ones, like if there's like, oh, you pet the dog 10 times in a game. Like, those ones are fun to go for, but I totally get you. Otherwise, it's like, I feel also when, like, you are a VTuber, often you play games on stream, you're trying to, like, get through them in a reasonable amount of time, even though you might be doing side quests depending on the game. It's like, you don't always have time to do like all the achievements. There's too many often.
There could be ones like kill this thing with a specific weapon in certain amount of time. Like, that's fun. Those are fun. But the ones that are like, oh yeah, just do this like repetitively, it's like, oh okay, no.
Yeah, like
I'm not gonna do that.
Complete the game with every single weapon, and there's 20 weapons in the game.
No.
Yeah, that's definitely too time consuming. But you know, sometimes game achievements are satisfying, and sometimes they're like things you're proud of. And speaking of that, is there a gaming moment that you can remember you were particularly proud of? Like, for example, beating a really hard boss, or beating a particularly hard game, or something like that.
Anytime I complete a game, really, because I tend to hop from game to game, only because, I don't know, my brain goes blur and I like playing all kinds of different things. But I did complete my Pokédex once in Sword and Shield. And yeah, I was really proud because I finally got that shiny charm, even though I didn't really use it. But, you know, it felt nice. I was like, holy crap, look at all these Pokemons.
Yeah, that's very impressive. And then
I'm
you
never gonna do that again, though.
Yeah, because like in Pokemon, you usually have to collect like the version exclusives as well, so you can never like complete them completely.
Each new Pokemon game, you have to redo it. And it's like, no, not this time.
Yeah. But it's really cool though. I love that, and you know, the shiny charm. That's like one of like, I guess you could say kind of a cool in-game achievement thingy. Like did this thing, and now you get something shiny. And it literally has shiny in its name, you know.
Yes, it's shiny. I love shiny Pokemon. I love everything shiny size.
Do you have just out of curiosity, you might not remember right now, but do you have a favorite shiny Pokemon?
Yes, I have a couple. I like shiny Tyranitar. I like shiny Luxray.
Oh, shiny Luxray is one of my favorites.
Yeah, they're so nice. I don't like the pink ones. All the ones that turn pink. No, pink hate. What other one? I mean, obviously, shiny Charizard. Everybody's going insane about Charizard, but yeah, especially the frick. The Mega Stones? Is that what they're called?
Oh yeah. The Mega Evolutions.
Mega Evolutions. Yeah, Mega Evolution shinies are so good looking. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some great looking shinies for sure. Especially the ones that had like a really drastic color change. Those are often like some of the coolest ones.
The one that are like just a shade lighter. It's like, oh, cool. All of that for what? I can't even see it.
That's like I feel like it's kind of sad. Like Pikachu is like the most classic, like the one most people know, like when it comes to Pokemon. Yeah. But Pikachu's shiny is like, oh, it's a slightly different shade of yellow.
Yeah, it's a little cheese slice, a little bit more orange, but otherwise like, yeah.
Very, very disappointing, sadly.
Tanned a little bit.
Yeah. And jumping over to the most satisfying game you completed. Do you have a game where you were like particularly satisfied when you completed it?
Xenoblade 2. I completed, yeah, and I ended up getting all the blades, which are like do you know what they are?
Yeah, like they're like, if you see like on the cover image, it's the girl, right?
Yeah. They're like that. Well, they're basically choose your fighter, kind of. They're like your Pokemon without being Pokemon. And I was really. I'm not usually a fan of grinding in games, but for some reason this was really enjoyable. I got like really high level, finished the main story. I was about to start New Game Plus, but I kind of stopped playing and played other games instead. It makes me want to replay it. That's how much I enjoyed this. It's really fun.
Yeah, that's when you know like it really hits you when you actually want to go into New Blade Plus. But yeah, that's really great, and those blades are like really cool. Probably haven't seen all the designs, but I've seen some of them. And yeah, that looks awesome. You get like combat variety and stuff like that. Yeah. And jumping over to a little bit of different category of question, do you have any game features that you would like to see more of in games in general? And I'll give some examples here. For example, like weapon crafting, day-night cycles, puzzle solving, mini games within games, color customization on things like armor and weapons, etc.
For Pokemon, for example, they've been trying out so many different things. I feel like I don't know what they're doing. I feel like they're just experimenting and they're making better and better games, except for the frame rate for certain games. But but I mean, it's encouraging. I hope they keep doing that. But I would want some of these features to come back, or at least like become official. Like when you can pet them, feed them, bring them around with you.
Yeah, having them follow
the
you.
Contests, the contest, little clothing contest, little move contest. Like, why not have all of them? Like, I know it's a lot, especially if you have like 700 plus, like 800. I know how many there are now, but so many Pokemon. But
yeah, all the Pokemons in one game.
Yeah, they might as well. I feel like they could cut down the amount of Pokemon in favor of having more things to do.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know, like, or you could choose which Pokemon you want in your game. I don't know if that makes sense. Like maybe from a database. I don't know. Maybe that'd be complicated. I'm just wishing. But in general, maybe not just Pokemon, but for all kinds of games, I want them to like. It's a fine balance, right? You can't do amazing graphics but little things to do, or like really poopy graphics but lots of things to do. But I want them to balance out everything. Like Monster Hunter, you don't have all the monsters in every game, but at the same time they're adding a lot of things that are not necessarily necessary.
Very true. Like they add, like, you try out new mechanics. I feel like every time, like they had like the silk bugs, right, in the Monster Hunter Rise, and introduced the dogs, which was really cute. The doggos, the Palamutes. As like games do like to experiment, but like as you said, like with Pokemon, it would be nice if they like brought back like the features that actually worked in previous titles. If they always like get like brought into the newer titles, it would be really nice.
Yeah, they just keep improving on the games. You don't have to make something completely different every time.
Yeah.
But overall, probably just more quality of life things. Sometimes some games come out and they're nice, but it's just so annoying sometimes. So if all games can have quality of life, that'd be nice. To stop putting really annoying features. Like, I don't know, do this thing and then
and at least give like quality of life updates in the game. I feel like even in Minecraft, there's still like quality of life stuff that I'm missing. Like Minecraft, you can play modded, of course, but like if you're playing on a multiplayer server, often they don't have like all the mods and stuff. But there's like mods that I've seen for stuff in Minecraft that I didn't know I wanted until after I played the mods. Like for example, there's one mod that adds backpacks to Minecraft, where you can like it like costs a lot, but you can like gradually expand your inventory, and you always need more inventory space in that game.
I know,
because you have like
go on a little expedition and then you were full and then you had to put it elsewhere. It's like no.
And then your like late game, your inventory ends up becoming like 50% shulker boxes to keep all your stuff. No, there are definitely like quality of life changes in general. I'm very with you there. Like so many, like there's a lot of good games that has a lot of good quality of life stuff, but still like new games release like every day that have so much quality of life missing, and it just makes it would make it a lot easier, a lot nicer gameplay experience if we had some.
Yeah, spend more time developing games. Don't rush them.
Yeah, for real. And speaking of things that can be like, a little bit annoying in games, do you have any most disliked game mechanics, or any game mechanics that you, like, in general, not a fan of? For example, here can be escort missions with NPCs that move slowly, unskippable cutscenes, missions on timers, grinding for EXP, weapon durability, and things like that.
Yeah, I already hate all of those. But anything excessive or unnecessary, like unskippable cutscenes, like how dare you? If I want to skip it, I should be able to. Like, like you think you think I'm gonna get a glass of water maybe like while the cutscene is playing? I just want to play. Or fetch quests, like they can be fine, especially if it makes sense. Like, oh hey, we need this crystal to power this machine to continue the story. It's like, oh okay, I'll go beat up something and grab the crystal. But it's like, grab this from this person in this region from this person, and this person gave it to this person, and like
just
grab this and that.
It's
like it's like, why? And the reward is always like mid. It's like, oh yeah, here's like 50 coins. Like, oh wow, thanks for the chump change. Like, great.
Yeah, for
Yeah, it
sure, for
gets
sure. Fetch quests are often very trivial in games. And then you have
yeah.
some games that actually, like, I was surprised. I don't know if you played Final Fantasy 16 or seen gameplay of it so far.
I've seen gameplay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil what it is, but I'm going to say that I was surprised by some of the fetch quests there that actually, like, gave you, like, unexpectedly good stuff, or had,
Mm-hmm.
like, good side story stuff that was like actually like, oh, this was cool, like this was interesting. So I hope that more games do it like that. If they want to do fetch quests, they add cool stuff or give you new things. Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Some of that stuff gets tiring quickly. I don't know. I need something engaging, or else I'll just get bored. But at least I'm relatively patient. Like, I'll tolerate it if the game is good. But otherwise, like, bah.
Yeah,
Bah.
and you know, sometimes, like a lot of times, hopefully, like luckily, you can ignore unnecessary side stuff if you want to. You know,
Yeah,
and sometimes
that
the game
helps.
pushes it on you, but you know, we try not to think about those times. And rounding up my least favorite section of questions here, do you have a least favorite game genre? And why? Or if you don't have a least favorite, like, just a game genre that you don't play a lot, necessarily?
You can call me baby, but I don't like puzzle solving.
Ah, puzzle solving! Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it in moderation when it's mixed with like other if it's not the main focus of the game. Like, sometimes it can be really cool, really clever ways to do stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, obviously they have puzzle solving, and they're fun, they're enjoyable. But
Yeah.
I've had so many bad experiences with like bullshit puzzles that are like, they make no sense and they're unfair, and you can't even progress through the game if you don't solve them. It's like, ugh. So nowadays I'm just
Oh.
like, nope, I don't look forward to playing specifically puzzle solving games.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to run around and do stuff, not sit and think hard, because I already do that without playing games.
Yeah, that's very
I'm good.
fair. Very fair. It's, as you say, it's like, it's nice when they have like it can be in like good incorporated part of the gameplay, like Tears of the Kingdom, and those puzzles you can like often solve in several ways, and you can have kind of like fun with it. So it's good. But yeah, puzzle solving games is definitely a genre in itself, and it's not for everyone. So I totally get that. For real. But moving over to some favorites, do you have a video game or game series that you really enjoy for the music? Like, not necessarily for the gameplay, even though you might like or dislike that, but for the music in particular.
Yes. Yes. Music is a big part of gaming for me. Dark Souls has like really some bangers.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you get all hyped up and it's like, wow, then you battle. Same for Monster Hunter. Just, I don't know. They have a lot of epic songs, or
They
you
have
feel
some
really
great BGMs in Monster Hunter.
yeah, you feel pumped up and you just want to like, yeah, you want to beat it up, and yeah. But I don't know. Final Fantasy also has some like really pretty music. Like, it's just you can tell they put a lot of effort to create an atmosphere with that. Yeah, the music can change the whole direction of the game. Like, music is really important, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And as you say, like things like Dark Souls, things like Final Fantasy, it has some really epic boss music in particular, and Monster Hunter as well. And you gotta like, I kind of like try and imagine like all those boss fights and monster fights in those games without music at all, or with just like peppy, relaxing BGM, like the one in the background right here. It would feel so anticlimactic. It would be so disappointing. So
like, oh wow, another boss.
Yeah, so the music can like really make or break like those epic moments in games, for sure. Yeah, I love all your picks. Like, those are some great picks for like epic music in particular.
Thank you.
And do you have a video game or series that you really enjoyed for the art style, for example?
Yes. Just as before, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, especially lately, it's just, it's so pretty and so peaceful. Even the concept art for the game and the fan art and everything is just so pretty. I'm enjoying it a lot. I think it's relaxing, unless you're being chased by gloom hands and stuff like that.
Oh, the gloom hands! Yeah, those are terrifying.
Yeah, frick those.
Yeah. Were you surprised the first time they popped up?
Oh, it was so scary.
Yeah, I did not. That was not an enemy I knew about beforehand, so was very shocked when I first saw them. But yeah, as you say, the art style is gorgeous, and it really like blends like a big epic environment with like such amazing pops of color, like all over the place. Just like such a colorful world. For sure. And the character designs are also like I really like Breath of the Wild, but I feel like Tears of the Kingdom actually like stepped it up even more with the character designs.
I don't know how they did that.
Yeah, me neither.
It's so pretty. I love all of them.
And like you have all those new characters, and even like the returning characters. I feel like they did such a good justice, and like the character that grew up, and wow, unexpected.
I know,
Great.
especially her.
Oh, do you have a favorite?
Yes. Frick. What's her name? You know, it's a good one, and everyone starts thirsting over her. Frick, how can I forget her name?
So you can describe that character, probably.
Yes, let me describe. She has glasses, a little bit red in the design. Has a bun, I think, like a hairstyle. How did
is it the scientist that grew up?
Pura.
Pura. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
there you go.
scientist.
Thank you. That's a good art. Very good character.
Yeah,
yes.
When I saw her on the screen, like I was like, oh, like she's so pretty now.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was like the same character. I was like, wait, what? Really?
Yeah, that was like totally unexpected, but it was like an amazing like growth from that character. And like honestly, it like makes me even. I haven't even completed the game yet. I don't know how. Do you complete?
Me neither.
Yeah, I mean, neither.
Yeah, I'm
like,
still playing.
It's so long, but it's so great. And like, even though it's like I haven't even completed it yet, I'm like, I want them to make like even more solid games in this style because it's so much fun. Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. And speaking of things you're excited about, do you have a most anticipated upcoming game? This has to be a game that has been announced, but it doesn't have to have a date or anything.
Yes. I have a few, but they're like completely different genres, like Whiplash. But Armored Core 6.
Yeah, that one is coming soon, right?
Yeah. What else? Starfield. And Slime Rancher 2. Yeah, that's why I'm Whiplash. They're all very different, but for all different reasons. I think they're gonna be really, really fun. And I don't know.
Those are all amazing picks. And I like. Have you played this Slime Rancher 2 pre-release or like the early?
No, I'm waiting specifically until they're done with it so I can play it. I'm being very, very patient. Okay, hopefully in 2024, I'm waiting.
I won't spoil it to you, but I have played. I think I played all the updates and stuff that I dropped for the Slime Rancher 2, and it's amazing. I love the first one as well, and the number 2.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cute stuff, and like honestly, the story they're building up to is also really interesting.
Nice. I didn't actually. I mean, the first one had like kind of cute little story, but if they really put more lore into it, I think I'll be really invested in it.
Yeah, like it's I would say like, of course it's still like I don't think they're going to be dropping the full story until it goes like full release.
Yeah.
But they're being really mysterious from what I've like seen of in-game stuff so far. But it's like it's intriguing since they are being so mysterious. You kind of want to figure out what's going on. Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely something to look forward to.
I will wait patiently.
Yeah. I don't think they have like any date for when they're planning on doing that.
No, they don't. They're like, oh, we're gonna take 18 months to develop. I'm like, okay, and it's already been almost a year soon.
Yeah, let's hope 2020.
September, November. Yeah.
Early baby.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yes.
And then, to be fair, there's already so many good games dated for release in 2023 that, you know, maybe they're doing a smart decision if they're waiting to 2024 just to like not release at the same time at so many other big titles that have been announced, like October in particular.
Everything's in 2024.
Yeah. But then, if you could get any game, any game based on absolutely anything, or any remake or sequel or whatever, what's your ultimate wished for game, no matter how unrealistic it might be?
a mashup of all my favorite things. Obviously, all of them together, please. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. Put like open world Skyrim and put Xenoblade, put Pokemon, put Monster Hunter, put Final Fantasy, everything all together. Put even I don't care. Put even farming. I don't know, like kind of like Harvest Moon. I don't know. Put everything in it. I want an open world where you can do anything you want and you can interact with everything. I mean, the technology is starting to get there. I don't know if you saw this AI mod for Skyrim where you can talk to your NPCs and they'll reply.
I think I saw something like titles about that, but I didn't go in and read that. But like that sounds really
It's
cool.
like really cool. Like even though AI is not perfect, you can still. It's like it adds a depth of interaction that you wouldn't expect. It adds like a lot of unique things. You can have a unique experience to your own that nobody else got. You can build your own place. You can make your own, like, basically get me out of here. Put me on another planet, another world. Just let me get in there. It sounds like such a fun
one of those anime or game like space pods that like take you into the game and then have like an everything game. That sounds pretty cool.
I want that.
Yeah.
One day, maybe in 10, 20 years, who knows?
Yeah, you know, game development is like moving so quickly. So who knows where we're going to be like 5 years, 10 years in gaming. Like I'm sure it's going to be crazy. And speaking of games, what inspired you to start gaming content creation, or what is currently inspiring you to do gaming content creation?
Well, it all started with when my sibling, my older sibling, they introduced me to video games, and obviously I was an annoying little gremlin, but still, they were patient, and I loved to just watch my sibling play. I didn't care if I didn't get to play. I just really liked watching, which kind of as I became older, kind of turned into watching Let's Players on YouTube and YouTubers, and I don't know. And from there, I was like, you know what? What if I did that? Me too? Question mark? What if? And so yeah, here I am.
Nice.
And yeah, I think it's a form of bonding. You get to experience something with someone else, and you get to do your favorite thing with other people, and you can chat, and yeah, I don't know, I'm just really enjoying what I'm doing. It's just really fun.
Yeah, I totally get that. It like adds another dimension to the gameplay experience. It like definitely like changes it and makes it into something more. And that's amazing. Just like going for it because you like enjoy seeing other people do it and then doing it yourself. That sounds absolutely lovely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And speaking of experiencing games with everyone in chat, everyone is watching, you had the opportunity to send in questions for Pochi before the stream happened, and I've selected 6 questions that you guys sent in. So let's dive into those. Yeah. And the first one is, if you could feature in any game, or I guess also game series here, which game would you want to be in?
That's the hardest question so far. Frick.
Or you can just take like whatever is on top of your head that you can think of that you would be fun to be in.
I know there's another Elder Scrolls title coming. I would like to be in a game like that as an NPC, just kind of standing there, or have like an Easter egg, or even maybe a little bit interactable. But I mean, more realistically, probably, I would like to actually feature in the game at some point, like you know, those gacha type of games. It's like the norm where you can get featured in, I guess, like those type of collectibles.
You have like VTubers in those games and like card games as well.
Yeah, like it's kind of normal to have that stuff there. But if you saw me in a Skyrim-like game, I think it wouldn't fit. But yeah, I think that'd be really nice. I don't have any game in particular, but something like that.
Yeah, that could be cool. You could also like, if you wanted to be in a Skyrim game, it doesn't necessarily have to like look like Pochi. It could like be you voice acting a character as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That would be really cool. Though I totally get that. Skyrim is such like or Elder Scrolls is such a cool game series for sure. And what is the most frustrating game you have beaten or completed, I guess? If you remember something for this.
I am still in the process of playing, I think, Dark Souls 3.
Ah, yeah.
I stopped for a little bit because I wanted to play other types of games. But I don't think it was intentionally frustrating. It's just a skill issue on my part. But I beat Shovel Knight recently. Well, recently, a couple months ago, and it got really frustrating at times. You know, like dying from like one pixel, pixel width
that's
of
a,
like
that's a tricky game
stupid space box. Like I got hit as I know. God, I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
Dumb little pixel just got me. Why? Why? Or even Dark Souls, good thing I'm patient. I don't mind retrying bosses, but as long as they're fair and you can figure out their patterns, then yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. No, that's definitely understandable, and those are like two tricky games, and Dark Souls in particular it's not definitely not the easiest games, for sure.
Yeah.
But Tiny, games that can be smaller at times. Do you have a favorite indie game?
Yes. I actually I kind of like horror games, but it depends. If they're stressful horror or like funny, like not funny as in comedic, but like once you get scared, it's just funny because like, oh man, this got me, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it counts, but like Mortuary Assistant, does it count as indie? Because I don't think it's a whole studio, is it?
I
think it's one guy.
You know, chat can tell us if they think it counts as indie or not, but I would say I think it would count, yeah.
Phasmophobia was also a very little team at first. But I don't know, it's like, it's insane what's kind of... I think even indie games are to some degree better than AAA games at some point. Like,
so
they're
many
starting
times.
to get really good. I don't know, Mortuary Assistant is super clever with its it scares, it builds up the anticipation, and you get a little bit scared and like, oh no, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I've heard it's an incredibly scary game.
Yeah.
And chat is agreeing that it is an indie game, and it's true. Good. So many indie games are like absolutely amazing and wildly popular. Like, it'll just like take a title that a lot of people know, for example, like Stardew Valley, like came out of nowhere and like became like an international sensation basically.
It's like the next like quote unquote standard that people will they're already making more Stardew was based off of I think Harvest Moon, but now people are basing games off of Stardew, which is kind of ironic, but like it's like follow the same formula. I'm eager to see what people make.
Yeah, and then like the Stardew creator is even like making a chocolate game, which chocolate game. I'm probably going to play that.
Yeah, Chocolatier?
Haunted Chocolatier, I think it's called. Like, making chocolate with ghosts, which I don't think we've heard like that much about it in a while. But he did an amazing job with Stardew Valley, so I can't wait to see what comes out of that.
I actually forgot that this was a thing.
Yeah, like it can be, like, I tend to forget about it and then remember it. Like, oh wait, the Stardew Valley person is making a chocolate game. Ooh, when is that coming out? And then you kind of forget about it in a while. But it's fun. Like when that finally comes out, you can be like, oh, ooh, yes, that was the thing that was coming.
Yes.
But I feel like there's so many good indie game developers, and there's amazing indie games out there for sure.
There's so many. It's actually kind of sad. I wish I could discover more of them, but they're hard to find. Yeah,
unless they become like wildly popular, like Stardew Valley. Like you don't always know that they're out there, sadly.
Yeah.
And then you have like weird indie games that become really popular, like because of VTubers and stuff, but because they're like punishment games and hard games.
Yeah.
Like we saw Only
Up.
Yeah.
Yes. That one I never touching yet. Did it get pulled from Steam for some reason recently? Yeah,
I think it might be up again. I don't remember, but that one, more of a buggy game, I guess you could say, and frustrating depending on like how you play it, I guess, or how much success you have. But it's funny how like sometimes streamers make the weirdest games very very popular, at least to watch.
It's like, why this one? But I mean, at least it's enjoyable.
It's at least an entertainment, at least.
Yeah, it's nice to watch your VTuber struggle.
Yeah, you don't have to struggle yourself.
It's a bunch of sadists, oh my god.
And speaking of frustrating things, do you have any pet peeves when it comes to game? And this doesn't have to be in-game stuff like game mechanics. This could be like anything related to games, from like game sales to like physical shipping of games with buying them, or like anything really.
Yes, unfaithful trailers. I hate that when they show like, oh my god, look at our game, it's so pretty. Like I understand, you know, they have to show their game. Cutscenes, it does not equal actual game experience, not final product, whatever. But sometimes they go too hard, and the game looks so nice, and you open the game, it's nothing like it. It's like, wow, how could you do this to me? You bamboozled me.
And I would say, like, building up on that, I would definitely say unfaithful marketing campaigns as a whole. Like, not just the trailers, when, like, I think we saw that semi-recently with Cyberpunk 2077. Like, they had, like, a marketing campaign that was promising something, and then the game they ended up with at release was something completely different.
I remember, it was so bad.
Yeah, then you get, like, outrage on the internet.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Phantom Liberty at this point. I hope it's good.
Yeah, like the game that exists now is like way better than the one they had at release, but they were marketing the game as like almost like a different genre almost than what was released. So yeah, unfaithful marketing as a whole is really frustrating.
Yeah.
But something really cool though. Who is your favorite video game character? Of all time, if you have one of all time.
Of all time?
Or just like one of your favorites, if you don't have like an of all time favorite.
Oh my god. Couple favorites. I mean, I like Noah from Xenoblade 3.
Oh yeah.
I like Shulk. I mean, Link is a good one.
Yeah. Goes through all the Zelda games.
I wouldn't say I get like super attached to any character. I think some of them look really cool. They have like really good gimmicks and stuff, but I don't know. I guess if the game has something to do with interactions and becoming friends with the actual characters, Animal Crossing, I did play a little bit, like when it came out.
Did you have a favorite villager?
I do. It's Lobo, the purple wolf boy.
Lobo, yeah, he's so cool. I like him.
I love Lobo.
Yeah.
I like the lovable grumpy old men characters. I don't know, they're just funny to me.
Well, wasn't there like a grumpy wolf as well? Okay, what was his name? Like grumpy. I think there's a grumpy older wolf if you like the wolves in Animal Crossing. Chat probably remembers his name. Someone in chat, but I'm sure.
I don't know.
I'm sure there's a wolf like that. Those are fun though. Those characters. Yeah, no, they're just as you say in general, like there's just a lot of like cool looking or awesome characters in games, so it's like hard to pick your favorites.
Yeah.
For sure. But the final question from the viewers: if you could only play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be? Yeah.
Well, that's a sad fate, but probably something like either Skyrim like or Breath of the Wild, because you can just go around and you have a lot of options. So I think you wouldn't go too insane with a game like that.
Yeah, you want to know what my answer is? Because I've been asked this game on stream, like this question on stream before, and I actually thought a little bit about it. And if I had to pick only one, like honestly, I love so many different games. This isn't an amazingly hard question, but Minecraft, because it always gets new updates like regularly. It's the one game that has like consistently got new updates. And if you're allowed to mod it as part of this question, it also has like an insane amount of mods. Like Minecraft can basically become anything.
That's so true. Yes, I agree. Minecraft would also be, especially with mods, like basically endless content. If you like that.
Yeah. So that's like the one game I feel like if you could only pick one, yeah, that's probably it for me. And like, but Skyrim is also such a great. If you're allowed to mod Skyrim as well. Skyrim can also become like a lot of different stuff. For sure. But that was all the viewer questions. So thank you everyone that sent one in.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. And there was some really great ones, really hard ones as well. But we gotta appreciate a challenge.
Yes, I mean, it's just so difficult picking something because, like, you know, there's so many different video games, especially when you play a lot of games. It's like, oh no, why you asked me this, so you gotta pick no.
Yeah,
But it makes you think. It makes you appreciate games more.
Yeah, it definitely makes you think. And this final question might also make you think a little bit, because the final question to round out today is, what do you like the most about gaming? Yeah.
It's a nice involved form of entertainment, basically. It's kind of like movies, but take it a step further. It's an escape of the real world, because obviously a lot of these things are, you know, mundane of real life. You can't do that stuff. Like, you can't just go outside and slap like a big dinosaur, you know? That's not how it works. But it gives you that kind of escape, and it's stuff that makes your brain happy. It's just like gives you something to do, something to think about, and fires those neurological, you know, neural things. And it's nice. It's just it's different. Like, there's all forms of entertainment. There are movies, books, hobbies, but gaming is just like
way more immersive.
If you enjoy all those types of games, and just gaming in general is the perfect thing. It's almost like, well, not almost. It is addicting. You can do this all day if you want. Like, and
it, like, just like coupled with the fact that it's like so immersive, is the fact that there's so many different games and so many different stories out there, right? You can, like, if you don't want to like experience an adventure game, you can hop into, I don't know, a romance game if you want to, and like experience something different. So there's like something for everyone out there.
The possibilities are endless.
And so much like cool stuff is being made every day as well. Like, so there's like constantly new stuff being made. And also the fact that, like, some games, like, take like the Zelda franchise, like, you get like a continuation of stories with your favorite characters and your favorite stuff, like, they can experience in different ways. So gaming just has like a lot of stories to experience.
It's nice because you can support those developers and the stories they make too. Like, it's a lot of hardworking people that make something just for you, for your consumption. And the more you support them, like, the more stuff that they'll make. So it's really nice.
Yeah, it's amazingly fun, and it's kind of like you know, never ending.
There's something for everyone.
Yeah. Unlike this talk show, which is like, you know, is going towards the end. Gotta love how things just like naturally roll into each other.
I mean, you were organized. It's a really nice show. I think it's my first time being on a show like this, so thank you.
Yeah, I'm really happy you agreed to come on. I had a great time. I learned a lot about like which type of games you like. And stuff, which I love that you liked like a lot of the colorful and like peppy and energetic worlds and stuff like that. That's amazing. But it is that time of show, everyone, where I announce the guests for next week. And next week is actually going to be the first time that this show has a game developer special episode. Because next week we're going to have on one of the game developers from Idol Showdown, the fighting game, you know, the VTuber fighting game.
That's so cool!
Yeah, so it's going to be Wizardly Shu from the game development team there. So look forward to that next week. But this was everything for today, everyone. I hope you had a great time with me and Pochi today. Make sure to check Pochi out on her channel. You can find the link in the description. As you can see today, she is very peppy, very fun, very energetic, and she plays like an amazing variety of games on her channel. Anything from like Minecraft to, I think you played Hotline Miami recently, right? Yeah. And she also does a lot of fun concept non-stream. So make sure to check her out if you haven't already.
Thank you.
Yeah. But as for me, as always, I'll be seeing you guys next time. And bye-bye!
Bye-bye!